Definitely a pretty dominating performance there. Polymorph, they had chances though, and they played solid themselves, but not enough in the end. Snooki, despite a great start on Behemoth even. Again, not enough there in the end. Anyways, we got game number 2 here, seeing the draft underway, joined by What You Got once again as my co-caster, and an interesting start to this draft coming out here. So the bands of Salamon, Parasite, Behemoth, and Wild Soul, so a little bit of reactions to last game. We do got Midas first picked into a Mage Bane, and then look at that Deadwood response coming out from mid. So what do you think of the Deadwood here for mid?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Deadwood is pretty good if they can catch him with the Rotten Grass, him being Mage Bane. He can't blink away, so in the early game it's quite good. It's a lot harder until he picks up the Portal Key, but if he's able to walk up to him with that Rotten Grass landed, Mage Bane. Very hard to kill because when he blinks he gets the magic armor, but Deadwood doing all physical damage doesn't care about magic armor, so as long as he can catch him, it'll be quite strong.
Yeah.
Also strong against the Magnus, another immobilize locking him down, so won't be able to Lava Surge away. It's already quite good, but the Deadwood pick has good potential anyway.
Yeah, it does make sense actually when you put it that way here, because like a good counter to the Mage Bane in a sense. Good way to deal with him at least. So, yeah, it makes sense why they picked it up as they kind of quickly did there, as they saw the Mage Bane, Magnus then, and now an Ophelia for a mint, and then there's the Tempest actually. So, really both sides kind of somewhat strong drafts in their own ways. Obviously, mint still needs a carry themselves, as, ooh, like clicking some Hammerstorm over there. Let's see if he makes yet another appearance here.
I don't know if I've seen Busk play Hammer, but
No, I don't think I've ever seen that, and that would be pretty cool.
then again, it is Slasky shadowing it. And,
True. Probably just trolling,
don't
really.
think Busk will actually pick himself Hammerstorm.
No, probably not. Let's not get too excited.
He'll be boring and pick Silhouette or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Although Silhouette is quite entertaining to watch, so would not
she can
disapprove of watching some Silhouette play.
Definitely can be. Guess we had several games yesterday of Dark Lady versus Mage Bane. That matchup there, so
Not gonna see it this time, as Dark Lady is addressed.
Sure enough.
They did have the option of picking up Dark Lady. They had two picks to respond to Mage Bane, so perhaps wanting to go with a more earlier game lineup, as they do pick up the Ophelia and some early aggression heroes like the Midas and Deadwood. So perhaps could follow it up with a very early game aggressive carry and look to end before Mage Bane gets to his scary factor.
That is, it is Chaos Master again, and that's kind of just hitting me too. Yeah, with the Mage Bane, he was the one that yesterday. Yeah, he had the curious choices.
Wingbow.
Yep.
And Symbol of Reach.
Very curious choices on his item progression here. So we'll see if that maybe varies today, or if he kind of sticks to his guns here and does what he trusts.
I think this is 100% a man up of Blitz Deadwood lane. Slasky will play the Deadwood, and Bonnie will play the Blitz, and whether or not they bring Ophelia is up to them, but I'm definitely expecting a man up, at least dual lane, if not bringing the Ophelia with them and making it a pseudo tri-lane in the top lane. Midas will probably be mid, and then Busk. Okay.
Really?
Did not see Vindicator coming, but against Tempest, quite good. Even perhaps Hellbringer, but his initiation is a lot easier. Just drop the R on top of them. The silence will be quite disruptive against these heroes like Magnus and Mage Bane that want to escape, so Final Chapter could come in quite clutch. But running Vindicator as the one does kind of scare me a little bit. They're going to definitely need to look to end this early, because if Mage Bane gets, at any point to his scary factor, picks up 2 to 3 items, it's going to look really scary on top of having a Tempest and a Hellbringer. That is some monster team fight coming out from Hex's side, so it's going to be really tough. If Fresh misses their timing with the Ophelia, being able to bring down those towers before the portal keys and the synergy starts to come into play for Hex's lineup, this could be very scary. So I would say Fresh is on that window of time here.
This troll, man.
What the hell?
It's just
Okay,
spams.
that's pretty funny, actually. If that was actually true, I
Yeah.
find that one pretty funny.
I did kind of join in on the troll a little bit there.
Oh, did you?
Whenever it's obviously rare, but there's like one of the more a memorable moment was when Probusk played Vindicator after his initial rework that happened, and he was playing. We kept mentioning it's like, oh, he's not able to get his E off. He can't use a totem for the silence. And this is even before how it works now. It used to work a little differently. We're perplexed and stuff. And after the game, we found out that he had no clue that you could use it. He thought it was just purely a passive. He did not know that it was actually reworked. So.
Didn't check that there's a mana cost next to the spell name, and yeah, okay.
Yeah. So those good times there. Anyways, but I'm sure he's very aware of that now, as even though it's been a little bit even more reworks. Yeah, you can. Yeah, see, there you go.
Oh boy.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, Vindicator as well. We actually did see Imbaboy play yesterday, and he did run into issues against Wapdash there. Again, the idea that the carry potential Vindicator, like on paper, it's definitely there, but at the same time, he's not really this hard. Like with the build, at least Imbaboy especially went. He went like a tablet first into Gnome's Wisdom, I think, and it's this idea of grouping up and pushing. He doesn't really have the greatest flash farming. He's not one that seems like he's going to be that threatening sitting back and right-clicking turrets. So, I don't know. He really is. He's like a very heavy team fight carry. It's not going to be a late game necessarily, which is
and
fine.
I think the build that Imbaboy went for in this game would be quite good because they're going to want to be grouping up and taking the towers. Because if they don't, they're just going to fall victim to, how do we push high ground into Hellbringer, Tempest, Magnus, Lodestone, while Magebane is flash farming and split pushing us to death. Because at the moment they have decent catch for Magebane, but they're gonna have to burst him down in the Willowmaker and the Midas combo. Midas will eventually look to pick up something like a Sheepstick, so they'll have pretty good catch as the game progresses, as well as having the final chapter. So being able to catch Magebane, I don't think will be super difficult because of what they have to work with, But yeah, I would like to see those types of items built on him, and then they just go, and look to take those objectives.
Yeah.
Because it will be very, very difficult for them to force high ground against this Hellborn lineup.
You see Denver Pro. He sure enough does go aggressive, and to the right camp, you got Tempest over here. They're gonna see one another and realize, well, crap, we have to share this jungle now. How are we going to go about this? So, yeah, this will be entertaining up here at the top lane. You guessed it, really. Deadwood Blitz up here against what is Magebane and Hellbringer on the support role. So, not going to be the friendliest of. And Ophelia, though, you would think is definitely going to have a big influence here. And actually, the left camp, there is a Minotaur here, so we'll see if he's able to get over there. Perhaps take it over.
Yep, I'm gonna find a Skeleton King over here, which is another good ganking creep. Could perhaps look to set up something with Midas. Maybe when he hits level 4, they might have enough damage to bring him down. But Magnus does not have Steam Bath, so once the Lava Surge is down, okay, top lane, Hellbringer gonna go down.
It is gonna be a kill. Might come at a cost though. Magebane blinking in, Blitz, he's in trouble. The stun from Tempest, it will secure the kill. Makes it a 1-for-1. Obviously, Bloodlust in favor of Mint. But at least they get the immediate revenge. But Deadwood feeling pretty good after that, at least.
Yeah, those tree throws actually do quite a lot of damage early on, especially to a support like Hellbringer. So yeah, I imagine he threw at least 2 or 3 logs at him, and then eventually landed the grass. They're gonna go again with Blitz.
Yeah.
And that is so much damage.
It really is.
Deadwood hits super hard, 75 to 80, 2 minutes in with those Oak Bolt auto attacks.
And then again, Blitz is one of the definitely more aggressive supports in the game. Between that Pilfering and the Blitzkrieg, a lot of support he can bring to getting those kills and doing some decent damage on top of that. So, yeah, as definitely unique of a lane this is, it does make a lot of sense, and it's definitely paying off so far, at least, with the idea of it. And I will say, obviously, Mage. Okay, well, and I thought he might have been getting decent farm, but actually only 5 and 2 here early on, so. Not so much, actually, from Magebane. Now the lane's even pushed up here a little bit. So I guess it is actually working overall very well here. This man up lane. Middle lane, Minotaur's coming in, but Magnus knows it's coming, so he is going to be fine, actually. How's the bottom lane going? This is kind of the quiet one down here. Vindicator versus Lodestone. Vindicator 12-4. You got Lodestone 6-0. Probably not too surprised about that one, especially Vindicator, that advantage of the Master's Incantation there, can freely harass.
Yep, he's maxing that out, so really focusing on harassing Lodestone a lot, forcing him off the lane, so causing pressure and guaranteeing himself to win the last hit, so it's a good job by Busk. As Nuki does pick up a TP, so if there is another dive in the top lane, we could perhaps see him TP up there to assist.
Definitely going to look to be on top of that, so back to the, okay, over here. So Ophelia has actually gone back to his own jungle, yeah. Just wasn't going to be worth sticking around and trying to share that jungle with Tempest. Already accomplished a little bit at least at that top lane, so wants to now focus just on the farm potential here. That he has. As Vindicator, though, continues to farm very well at the bottom lane. Midas versus the Magnus middle lane. 23-5 Midas. You got Magnus 18-2, so different guy here against Contact High. And right now, different guy. Of course, having that advantage here. You'd think the top lane, so again, they got the couple of kills early on and whatnot. Is this, especially now with Ophelia transitioning, do they still stay up here and kind of continue to farm? I guess there's no reason for them to leave it, so it makes sense to stay up here in the end. And actually, wow.
Yeah, for now they're okay.
I think so.
Tempest is level 6 now. I was going to point out Tempest being level 6 could pressure them to be forced out. Very unfortunate that he just hit level 6 and they do go on Hellbringer, so can't quite make the rotation just yet. He will be spotted by this Word of Sight, so they should be able to fall back. Yep. And it's not blocking the hard camp as well, so it's a pretty good placement, so they won't know that there's a ward here. It's very unlikely this will be counter-warded, and at the same time it will provide them with good information.
Oh, Midas, middle lane. Well played there by Magnus. Somewhat of a bait, you could call it, as had Lodestone coming in and turned on to Midas as a result of that. So good heads up by them. Good teamwork, and Magnus gets an important kill out of it. Jumps up to 360 GPM now, also slowing down Midas, of course. So nice kind of change of momentum there for their side. But meanwhile, Deadwood, that is, he's leads the game currently in GPM and could be getting another one. Yep. Just
so much damage.
Yeah. Hellbringer has no chance in that. That's a 4th death already. All 4 kills have been on the Hellbringer. They're just picking on him, man. But this is going to come at a cost big time here. Final chapter use, however. Quicken use by Blitz. Look at the Ron Crest hitting all 3. And Deadwood is going to stay alive or not. No, the Elemental Void pulls him right back in. Midas in the background. He will kill Tempest as Deadwood does finally fall. But Midas at least got here in time to get that turn kill. So, God, they used a lot to chase down Deadwood and secure it. But
yeah, and that was actually a little bit of a misplay by Busk. He threw out the final chapter before the Elemental Void came out. Had he waited for Tempest to use that, would have been able to cancel it, and thus I think Deadwood would be able to buy the distance, but I think he used it a little preemptively. But nice kill, nice movement from Hax. Very important to force them out of this top lane. At least slowing down Deadwood.
yeah.
But they are going to come back up here knowing the Elemental Void is down, so feeling that they can look to keep shutting down Magebane's farm, as well as perhaps picking up a kill on Blitz, as he is only level 3, having a very struggling time, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. And again, a lot of that just comes back to as well the idea that Magebane is not a lot he can do, of course. So,
if he gets caught by a Rotten Grasp at any point here, he will die because Willmaker is ready to go.
oof.
Yep, so he's just going to keep throwing him out. Has the bottle. If he does catch him, he is 100% dead.
Mm-hmm. So why not keep at least try and keep Magebane moving around, constantly guessing if it's going to land.
That
or
was
not.
a good attempt. China landed on
Bait
the
him.
creeps, but yep.
Yeah, but he's not afraid to use it, though. As mentioned, he's going to wrap around the side over here. Kind of running into Tempest. Again, no Elemental Void. Does have stuns, of course, but Thought the Elemental Void not nearly as threatening there as far as charging in. Final chapter is going to be coming up, and again, how the new final chapter works. Currently, it's only going to be 2 seconds if he decides to use it right now, but is starting to add up, and depending on how long he waits, which could be coming up soon. Yeah, there we go. There's that final chapter to help secure it, and down goes Magebane there. Lodestone, he's running in with a Shatterstorm, at least going to catch Blitz. Make it a 1-for-1, but obviously not an exchange that you're happy about if you're the Hellborn team. In fact, it could be more now in favor of Fresh even. Lodestone, he is going to get caught by another Rotten Grasp, and he too will fall. The totem placed also in case, so nice couple of kills definitely for Fresh at the top lane, especially on the Magebane there.
Yeah, and I don't want to really be too negative, but Busk using the final chapter again, this time the Magebane Blink was already down, so it didn't really help secure that kill at all. Didn't cost them anything as they didn't lose any players, and they also did get the Lodestone after, so not really the biggest deal, but I feel like it's inexperience of him on this hero. That's what it feels like to me, because I haven't, the timings of when he's choosing to use it isn't really the greatest for stopping spells or preventing anything from happening, so to speak.
Yeah. No, I do agree with you. However, a little bit of justification, honestly, for him is that there is the unknown. There is the idea maybe support's nearby, going to come and look to respond and help him, and if anything, he's stopping that chance of happening, by silencing him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point.
Yeah, that's... yes, it might have been still... Obviously, as we noticed, that really did nothing in the end, but it could have potentially. Maybe stopped a Lodestone from stunning in, things like that. So.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But yeah, again, it's and also with the newer one though, it's 110 seconds, still a pretty long cooldown, but it's not as long as what it used to be. It used to be, I think, 160 seconds even or something like that. So
yeah, almost like 3 minutes, which felt pretty suffer because that's basically like Elemental Void. Yeah,
up there.
So not as big of a deal anymore.
Meanwhile, middle lane,
down.
That's a good kill. Because top farmer on their side.
Both Magnus and Midas were very close to their blinks. Midas is going to be a little bit closer now with Magnus falling. Still needs about 1,000 on Magnus' side. Midas 400 away.
Top lane,
Deadwood is moving top. Yep.
Yeah, he catches him. Nothing that Hellbringer can do. You see the final chapter, just in case. So...
Yep.
It's like, that's I really think is his mentality, clearly. It's just like he does not want to take a risk of anyone else, coming in to assist. Because, again, that was a case of they had the lockdown. They knew that they had that in the set, but why not stop the others? So if it secures the kill on their hard carry that they're really trying to get farm on, then so be it. And the lead just continues even further now for Mint. 4,000 gold lead, 2,700 experience lead. Speaking of Probusk, he does get that tablet, so you mentioned that earlier as far as his item build and what would make sense. And so he gets the tablet first at least.
Yep.
So we'll see how that continues now. But again, this lineup is more of this early to mid-game lineup, so in a sense you can say this is expected.
Perhaps expecting Ophelia to stay there.
Yeah.
Didn't quite catch that, but yeah, top lane up supports exchanging lives. Hellbringer's level 6 now, so that's quite good.
Yeah, but Malphus used, though, for that, so maybe not as good for the Hellborn team there because of that.
Yep.
Magebane did again. Yep. Anytime he lands that Rotten Grasp, it's a pretty much a free kill, feels like.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage this point in the game, and he's, level 11 is around the corner, and that could potentially be the one-hit wonder.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to fake him out with the grass placement there. Didn't work, though. The mind games.
Look at the damage chart, by the way. This is kind of a funky damage chart, this game.
Deadwood and Midas. First 2 picks, too?
Yeah, they were. Midas not as much of a surprise, but Deadwood definitely.
And then support Hellbringer with 8%. I guess that's due to harassment in lane as well, but...
Oh, Magnus, he thought he had a chance, but even if he didn't think the people were nearby, again, dealing with Vindicator, you gotta almost expect that. He is canceled. He goes down. Tempest trying to look for a chance here. Or he's more
Nice
so
job
just trying to
sidestepping
live,
the warp.
actually. Yeah, doing a good job with that. Gets silenced, though. He turned around. Maybe was thinking about Elemental Void, but the silence prevented that, if anything. He goes down. Background over here. Willowmaker used. Catches Lodestone. Down he goes. And now the snowball is getting out of hand in favor of Fresh here. All of a sudden, 8,000 golden experience lead plus here coming out. So lead getting pretty massive now.
Yep, and this is the spot that Fresh needs to be in order for them to close this game out. So, yep, they're going to look to take down this middle tower, perhaps keep it going. They do have a lot of their big cooldown, a lot of their ultis on cooldown, but yep, the Magnus ulti is down. Perhaps look to go more.
Yeah, they're kind of sticking
Gonna
around.
Try,
And there you
gonna
go.
try for Magnus here.
Oh, Elemental Void. It did not catch Deadwood, though, and he stops it actually with that log. But Blitz, all right, they killed Blitz there. 5 collapsing there to get the kill. If they get low, or Vindicator as well, that's definitely pretty big. He's going to be ported back, however.
Ophelia
Survive.
has to be careful now. But, yep, she does have the tower there. Should be okay. Meanwhile, Midas is just split pushing away.
Oh, Lodestone, he's going to try to Shatterstorm in. Deadwood back over here, catches Tempest meanwhile, and going to secure a kill onto him while the fight continues in another place. Malphus is used, but unfortunately not able to do enough to save his teammates, and in fact, he's going to also be in a bad spot here as he goes down. Got to think Hex is looking at that timer at this point. I mean, just nothing is really connecting for them here. Magebane, only 250 gold per minute, and clearly not looking like he's going to get any freedom with the way this game is going right now to recover and farm. So, I mean, there were some item choices here that, you know, maybe a hindsight deal, but Tempest going right for the portal key, was that a good choice, you think?
Deadwood going to find Mage Pain again. I would have went the Astrolabe because I know that they're going to be wanting to fight us on Fresh's side. And it's really tough because if you don't catch every single hero, you know, there's somebody's going to... If against a very strong opponent, they're going to hold one of their stuns for you, and they're not going to group up. So rushing the portal key is very risky, has a very high reward, but yeah. It's really hard to line that up unless, you know, your team goes in, really baits them all to collapse. It's very tough. I would always much rather have the Astrolabe if I know that the other team is going to want to fight very early, which was very clear to be in Fresh's draft. But yeah, very, very well executed early game lineup. They make it happen, thus able to force out the 15-minute victory. So really well played from Fresh, and Busk proving us wrong, doing just fine on the Vindicator.
Yeah, not much of a game to really determine the strength of a carry Vindicator, but at the same time, I mean, I guess I'm kind of wrong saying that because that is a strength of Vindicator. He's a carry potential kind of hero that can really have that impact much earlier than others and kind of take off earlier than others in a sense. So, yeah, going 2-0-10, 445 gold per minute, very, very solid performance all around, definitely. By him,
the aggressive man up from Blitz and Deadwood just
Sasuke was the
caused
MVP
too
there.
much havoc for Hex.
Absolutely.
Yep, Sasuke MVP of this game.
All right, so that means Fresh takes it, of course, 2-0, and updating the standings here. They are the first team actually to break double digits here in the points, as they now have 11 points with a 3-2-0 record. So. They got 3 more series in total to play, but they currently sit in that first place spot, so feeling really good. And I think it's safe to say they're at least guaranteed, of course, the top 6, so they're definitely going to be moving on. Where they end up as far as seeding goes will be determined. The top 2 seeds do get those buys even in the bracket stage here coming up, so extra importance there, you could argue. As far as Polymorph is concerned, they are not looking too good on the other side of it, unfortunately. 0-3-4. They remain at 3 points, and they only have the 1 more series to play now, which will be in these coming weekends here. In fact, okay, they play Team Druids actually in the final weekend for their final match. So Potentially still could break the top 6, I believe, but it is going to be a very difficult test. They, of course, would at least need a 2-0 that, and a lot of things would need to fall in place. But point is, Fresh, again, feeling really good, and in fact, they're going to continue that momentum into the later match today against Sync Esports, actually. Sync versus Fresh, definitely one of the better matchups we get here in the Deadeye Bound League group stages. So really looking forward to that one, again, especially with how solid Fresh especially is looking. So now that is a little bit away here, obviously, with this series finishing up as quickly as it did with the 15-minute conceded victory here in game number 2. So it looks like about 40 minutes or so before that series is going to take place. And again, that will be the final series of the day as well. So only got the one more series, but it's obviously going to be a good one. So kind of a win there in a sense. But we are going to go on a break here. I'll keep the stream on, of course. But you guys, if you want to break yourselves, just be sure to join us here at what is 2 p.m. Eastern, 2000 Central European Time. We will be back in about 30 to 40 minutes from now, really, with that series of Fresh versus Sync Esports. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your break. We'll see you just over a half hour from now here on Honcast. Deadeye Battle League Season 2 action continues. See you then.